Everybody, welcome back. So today we have got our lovely shiny bodywork in, ready to be fitted to the bike. So this is all colour impregnated fiberglass, so no paintwork needed. The only bit that I've sort of done off camera is I've already installed the seat brackets, just out of sheer excitement, I suppose. But it's a Boposto seat unit I'm using, obviously because I want it more sturdy. So standard bracket in there. I haven't done anything else. And we also have a quick action throttle. I've had this sat around for a little while. It's actually for a later twin cabled bike, but it'll work okay on one cable, so we'll get that swapped over today and get the grips fitted as well. So what I'm going to do first is remove the existing throttle body, so we can get that out of the way, which is simply just a case of disconnecting it under here, and we'll pull that out, pop this off, and then we'll get ready to fit the other one on. So let's get on with that first. Okay, so that's the existing throttle off, and you can tell that I'm using the same cable type on the replacement one. One little tip before you put it on the bike is the cams that come in these quick action throttles from Boposto have multiple selection points to get your cable length correct. So it's always worth pulling the cable through to its stops on both of these, and just checking if you've got roughly the right length. Otherwise you'll use up all your adjustment on the cable. So what I'm going to do is get this onto the bike now, and then set the throttle up again. Okay, so that's the throttle on and free to turn, and then clears the brakes, and also when it's on full lock, which is what I was just checking. So we're good on that front. And all it was just adjusting the throttle cam in there. So that's all done. That's a quick action throttle on the bike. It's just over a quarter of a turn. So if you look at that mark there, just going past quarter. So just what you want racing wise. Okay, just going to stick on the other grip. Okay, so grips on. I'll leave this just to dry for a little bit, and then I'll stick some brake cleaner up it just to get rid of the little bit of soapy water that's stuck in there, to just make it slide easier. And then I'll just spray a bit of glue up into it as well, and then wire lock each end, but set up so the bar can come right back. Okay, next piece, we'll get the seat unit on. So all it needs to be done is to fit it to this standard bracket, and then hopefully we can get the seat to fall down. I might have to just move the paddock stands out of the way though first, because I think they're gonna get in the way of the drop-in seat. That's the bracket just secured in. So let's just see if this closes. Result. So that's the seat unit on. And pretty nice gap around the front. I wouldn't worry about these nuts sticking out here. It's because on the standard seat that little bracket bolts into your seat pad, but I'm going to be running a foam seat, so I'll just be having a little cutout in the foam when it sits on top of there, so that won't be an issue at all. Next piece to do is to get the front fairing on, and that means a little bit of cutting. Sorry, not a little bit of cutting, a little bit of drilling. So we need to get holes lined up for our race fairing bracket on the front, these little captive nuts here, so that we can stick bolts through. And I'll also be wanting to drill into the air intake so that I can rigidly mount it both at the air intake and on the top of the fairing, so it's got 4 points of fixing basically. I found it's better to put all the bodywork on before you start drilling out these holes that secure this top fairing in, because if you get that wrong it can impact the whole of the fairing down, and then it means you can get knocking and rubbing against either the exhaust or side cases, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the bodywork loosely together, and that will help us to judge where the holes need to be. Let's just do that. So having roughly got the bodywork lined up, you can see that we've got some rough guide holes drilled in, or sorry, where you can see where it's previously been drilled. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill those 2 holes out, and we'll secure this side and then go around to the other. But so that gives us an initial holding point, and we can roughly work out that we've got to have that hole drilled exactly where that indent was. What I want to do is just go round to the other side and make sure it's good on the other side. So same again, you can see there's an indent in from the fiberglass mould where it's previously had holes, which appear to roughly line up with where I am, and gives us again a good finish line on the bodywork. So I'm just going to drill this initial hole out and secure this one. Okay, so that's it initially put on. We can see that everything is lining up relatively well, just from a front point of view. What I'm going to do now is just put the catch tray on at the bottom so that I know that we've definitely got this weighted right. Okay, so having now got the oil catch tray on, it looks like the fairing is sat exactly where it needs to be. So what I need to do now is drill the holes for the air tube brackets, so that's so we can bolt in here. Drill in through the top of the front fairing stay so we can secure to this bracket, and then the last 2 bolt holes for the side fairing, and then we're there. Looking quite good, so let's get on with drilling some of these holes. Okay, what I was doing there is just marking up some holes in the back face, just by scraping through on them. So again, here and here. So I'm just going to drill those holes out, and then we'll hopefully be able to secure the front fairing down. So 1 hole there, 1 hole there, 1 hole up here, and 1 hole here. The only piece here is a little bit of gel coat came away. That's because when you drill up from the back, I try to get to a little bit of a starting hole, then come around this side and drill this. But this side was a little bit thinner than expected, and it just popped through really quickly. So just caught the edge of there, but as it's a race fair and it's not the end of the world. Right, let's stick it back on the bike and just check that everything lines up. Right, there you have it. Bolts are just loosely in at the moment, just to hold this in the right place so we know it's okay. We've got the bolts in there, Again, the nuts are just loosely on at the moment because I'll get little fibre washers to go between this and the bodywork. Oh, there you go, bodywork fitted. Doesn't she look beautiful? So, a few little odds and sods to do. Obviously I need to get the foam for the seat unit. Screen is needed because I haven't got a screen at the moment. But she's looking really good. Now starting to look like a full-on Ducati motorcycle now. We're almost there. We are getting very close to being on the dyno. We've got to commission the bike, get a battery on it, little kill switch, get the shark's fin fitted, but there is not much else left to do. And then just some odds and sods just for racing. So you will have to run an air vent tube into a overflow bottle in the front. I might have to reroute the throttle positioning just so that it doesn't catch on the front fairing, stay on the other side. But okay, enough said. Bodywork is on, throttle is on. We've now got our grips on as well. On the home straight. If you enjoyed the video, chuck us a like down below. If you've got any questions or comments about today's video or anything else in general on the build, just stick it in the comments section down below and I'll try to answer it as quickly as possible. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, well, we would really welcome new subscribers, so click that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications because we've got plenty of content coming up. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ta for now. Cheers. Bye.